Any disturbances? Okay. I just want to give you a clarity that this is the day one session that what we have covered. When we start the Angular app development, I explained you what exactly the web application is. I'll increase the font as well. Just give me a minute. Okay. Is it visible to all? Good, right? Hello. Okay. So I told you that what exactly the front end and back end, what exactly the Angular is doing. And at that time, we thought of targeting Angular 15, but after we have an Angular 16, so that I install that Angular 16. And this is the day 2. And in day 2, I told you what topics has to be covered as the part of the training. Okay. Now tell me, did I miss anything over here? You can just check one by one. Introduction. Is this done? Setup environment, is this done? And TypeScript, I told you to take 2 to 3 sessions, but I have taken around 1 week. Complete a week we spend on that. And the folder structure, that is done. And template, styles, directives. And also I explain you how do we work with the component. And data binding, we have seen different. Pipes I have given, but additionally, I have explained you custom pipes also. Did I include that on that day? No, but I covered it or not. Custom pipes, how to do that. And after that, API integration, that is with the help of an Ajax. I told you to explain you with the help of an Ajax, but from the day 1 onwards, I hope we started with fetch. Because I'm not taking any dummy data or sample data, and I never told you, I never explained you, always we connected with the fake store API, that is the real-time API to get the data and perform the operation. After that, the dependency injection, how do we create an object with the help of it, with the help of the constructor, that is also we have seen. And the Angular forms, right now the trending one is what? Reactive. But are we discussed template driven also, right? Did you remember? Template driven forms also completed or not? Yes or no? Along with the validation part. And after that, routing, that is a single page application. And in the routing, I'm not even take a simple application. I have explained the simple application later. I created a whole application also as the part of your requirement, where I have explained the child route guard. That means how do we implement the authentication, that is the login, how we are going to navigate with the help of it, how a route parameters are going to be used with the help of let's say activated route object, and how the navigation is going to be, and how the child routes, each and everything is going to be explained with the help of it. And after that, operators is just you people have asked me, so that is where I told you I'll take 1 or 2 operator or couple of operator, and observable both are going to be created. And then here I haven't include you the very beginning. I'm going to perform that all that operation, but am I explained the whole application development here or not? I have the HTML, from the HTML to database, and from the database to HTML, in between the front end application and back end application, how the communication is getting provided. I have covered the whole and soul application end to end by performing what? Insert, update, delete, okay, and also get operation, getting a single record, and how it can be make it as a single page application with the help of the routing. That is also I have explained or not? Yes or no? Everyone, guys, even online. And after that, we have seen how to create the module. That is done. Angular material, I just have give you an overview in theoretical manner, But as like, based upon your interest, what I have done here, I explained you like how a component is going to be used and how a CDK with the help of lazy loading. But did I added anything here, the lazy loading? I mean, did I give any promise to you that in the day one, I'll be explaining you to how to work with lazy loading? No, right? But I told you that like you people are interested, so that in Angular material, I thought of taking it in a different way. But anyhow, Angular material is also came up with that kind of performance advantage. So that I told you, I mean, I have explained you about that over there. And then unit testing also we have seen, right? Yes or no? And sample code on like, the JWT, and that is going to be shared by today. Now tell me, these are the topics I had given a promise to you on day two. Day two means definitely you people are not even pay the fee before you join here. Am I right? But now why the question yesterday in the group? Srikant, these are not covered. I told you any subject you can take, any subject you can bring it to me. I will show you like, lot of concept which are there. But it doesn't matter to me or matter to somebody else. If you really practiced all the things which I have covered, and if you are ready, okay, Srikant, I'm ready. I followed like your subject and I have attended all your sessions and I practiced well and I'm ready right now. And those who are ready in that manner, you just come and meet me. I'll take a separate session on the same Angular and where you can learn like, more and more advanced things. When I say about more and more advanced, those things are required at least like, 1 to 2 years of experience. Experience is required. It doesn't mean that like, we are not going to cover. I don't have any force to close this batch by this day or that day. Generally, they have given me 45 days of the time. But when we started this batch, I guess like we have it, right? When it is going to be, when it was started, 10th of July, sorry. June 2nd. Now what it is now? Means how many days it is? Almost 2 months, right? Almost 2 months. Then I really surprised. People are still asking like, Srikant, this is not covered, that is not covered. And I'm telling you like, this straight away one thing, if you are guys are ready, the first thing is going to be like, that is only the reason where no faculty is like, giving this much scope to the people to interact. I really like, think why faculties are there at like, top level, why they are not interacted with the people, why they are not interacted with the student. I really thought of like that. If I'll be with you like in that way, very much interactive, the problem is this one. I saw that this is only the problem where like, the faculty never interact with the students because of these reasons only. Because like, nobody has given you like the day two itself, like what I am going to cover. Day two means like it's a demo only. The demo itself, I'm giving you very much clarity that I'm going to cover this one. And apart from if you need anything more, that's depend on my interest. I told you that like it's purely my interest, right? It's purely my interest that I told you. I never told you like, I'm going to explain you the project level, something like that. I told you like anybody who are telling you that I'm explaining the real-time project mean that's a wrong commitment. The day one itself, I told you very clearly, any real-time project you can take, which is implemented in Amirpet, that is not the real time. That's 100% sure. Real time means there should be some standards that are required to build. It's not something like, simply we can build and we can have like, 2 to 3 table and we can have 2 to 3 stories, or not something like that. We have a proper standard. For that, we need to have like, proper version control tools are required, some build tools are required, some server setup is required. and some QA support is required. Unit testing frameworks are required. Understand, a project architecture is required. So all these together, then only we call it as a real-time project. It's not something like that. Even yesterday, whatever I showed you as a project, I never told you that that is a real-time project. And that project, you cannot find it in here. In Everpet, you never find that. But still, I'm telling you that that is not a real-time project. Okay. So, I mean, why I'm telling this means this is misleading, because like if someone has posted in the group, like people think that, okay, Srikanth is not covered. At least like 10% of the people, 10% of the people might think like in a wrong way. That's not the good thing. That won't give me, like, if that is the case, like what I think, okay, if I'll be like this, whatever like student ask, if I'll be going with that, okay, going, and sometime like, I may get like, feel bored, and then, okay, fine. Then I'll be also like that, no need to create a WhatsApp group. You never find a WhatsApp group for any other batches. Just you can imagine. But I asked them like, to create a WhatsApp to discuss only on what subject. But like, apart from subject, everything is XYZ matters only there. Okay. If any other concept you may require, again, I'm telling you right now, with your expertise skills, with your experience, whatever we discussed here, that's more and enough, more than enough. If you really practiced well, only that, then you will get the job as a fresher. If you want to join as an experienced guy, then here, these sessions, you can manage up to 2 years. I'm 100% guarantee on that. You can manage up to 2 years, up to 2. But more than that, if you wanted to go, the concept which you people are asking, like the couple of concepts yesterday, someone asked me, right? Those concepts are required. And for that, you need to understand, like, the first, these concept well, how it is behaving, how a component is behaving, how a component is communicating with each other, what is synchronous and what is asynchronous. Then only you will be understanding. Otherwise, if I'll take right now those concepts that you never and ever understood. I mean, someone asked me about that NGRX. The purpose of that NGRX is what? Use it to maintain the state. And why to maintain the state in general? State is nothing but the current available data, right? State is nothing but a current available data. And every request that is processed with the help of an Angular or any web application is happened through the HTTP, so that it is not maintain the data. That is the reason we should have to maintain the state, that is the data, at some particular place. But it is not like, the mandatory. Without maintaining the state, am I able to create an application or not? Yes or no? I have created that applications by connecting with the database and doing many things, right? Then why should I go with that? Because the only thing what you can do is, generally one component to another component, like how the communication is going to be happen by using either @ input or @ output, because every components you can take, which will be in the parent and child relation. If you wanted to share the data from parent to child or child to parent, we will be using @ input by creating a parameter of that, and then we can share the data. And same thing you can do with the help of @ output as well. And there you can do, like say, there also what you can do, we can create an event emitter. Just give me a minute, I will show you. First of all, NGRX. Right. So the purpose of this one is used to maintain, like, the state. State means like, the current available data generally. In general, like, how that applications are. If you can go to, let's say, Gmail, I'll be opening. You can see in the Gmail, whatever you people are seeing here is a combination of different components, right? Yes or no? If you can go to that inbox, then it will be displayed all the item. Now here, this total is going to be, I can say that, okay, this total is going to be one thing. Let's say this total is created as one component, and at the same time, this total is going to be created as another component, and at the same time, maybe let's say this total is created as another component, and then this total has to be created as another component. Now, these are the list of components that are available when it comes to that Angular application. Now, one component is definitely the part of another component. That is how the tree structure. Now here, suppose let's say when I'm getting a new email to this particular one, then automatically in the inbox, am I able to get one here or not? Yes or no? That means one component is modified, then automatically I have to submit the same information to another component. If that is the case, we should have the component communication. And to do that one only, we already learned about @input, @output. And also I showed you like how we can make use of that same thing with the help of services. Okay, services. But the problem here is going to be like what problem in practical environment people are observing is, I have like, the tree of component. Suppose one component to another component, if I share the data, I follow this mechanism. Again, the same data, if I wanted to share it to another one, again, I need to write the same logic one more time or not. So if there is a hierarchy that like one component to another component, that means, let's say the hierarchy is going to be like this. I'll tell you a simple scenario. Suppose, let's say this is the node, like maybe I can say this is the main node. This is the main node, that what I can say. And from the main node, we have like, the child nodes are available. Child nodes are nothing but the component generally. This is one component and this is one component. And like that, again, here we have the another component. Here we have that another component. And again, here we have that another component. And here, this is the main component. From here, this is how. And again, we have two more which are defined from here. And again, from here, I'm having like this. Just assume that this component is going to communicating with this, then this is going to be, one is going to be the child, another one is going to be the parent, so that I supposed to write input and output. Again, from here, I wanted to share the data to this particular place. Again, the same thing or not? Yes or no? Again, suppose let's say I wanted to share the data to the main component. Again, what happened? I need to write like, no, same input and output. And generally input and output parameters are going to be, if you can understand and practice, it would be easy. Otherwise, it would be a challenging task only, definitely. Now, this is how like, the current Angular application development, I can say that current Angular development, not even current Angular development, mostly this is how like, that architecture, right now, even in real time. After that Angular, we have a new framework. That is what we call it as React was there. It's not the framework as a library they released in the market. Now in the React, what they have done in stuff like, maintaining like the communication between the component. React is also almost similar to this one. They also, we have the components are available and they follow like, the JSX pattern that what we are having in order to maintain the component. It's something different, a bit different that we are having. It's okay. Now, why should I go something like in this way, one component to another component? Instead of doing that, like, I have my main node, which is available. Okay. This is the main node that what I am having. And it comes with like, the different components which are available as the part of it. This is one component. This is another component. Again, it may contain two more component. Again, it may contain one more component. So this is how it is going to be. Okay. Now here you can see this is also connected to this one and this is also connected to this. And then I'm creating like, one component from here, another component from here, and this is having another component like this. Just assume that This is how like, the tree structure is going to be defined it over there. Now, what React people they have done, they created a separate place to maintain the state of that application. That is what we call it as store. Now, whenever if any component is modified, the data is going to be maintained it over there, and the same data that what we are having, wherever it is required, that is getting updated. And not even this. Now, suppose like, the same data I wanted to update it to here, then that is also getting updated. This is how it is going to be. Understood. Now, Shrikant, which approach you suggest? Anything is fine. That's purely depend on the project requirement. And as of now, at this moment, I can say that 75% of the project, they are following this pattern. Okay, this pattern only they are following, and 25% of the people, they follow this pattern because when I say about the Redux, okay, Redux pattern generally, and in Angular, it is called NGRX. And if it is a React, it is going to be called Redux pattern. Redux is a design pattern generally. 25% of the project still we are having with the Redux. Shrikant, why? Because understanding is very difficult here. But do we have anything new apart from that Angular or something else? No, it's pure JavaScript code. Nothing apart from that. That is where I told you, learning point of view, Angular, it is not required to know about the JavaScript. But if you wanted to move it to that advanced level, you should have like, this one. Now here, the architecture I will show you how it is going to be. Now you can see what is NGRX. NGRX is a framework for building the reactive application in Angular. NGRX provides the library for what? Managing global and local state. Isolation of side effects to promote a cleaner component architecture. What is mean by isolation? Every component is going to be an individual, right? Every component is it's having its own data. Whenever if someone access it, then we will be using what? By using input or output, we are going to share the data like in that way. Isolation means it's completely a component is an individual item. We don't have any communication in between them. If you wanted to provide that, we follow a mechanism either by using what? @input decorator, or else you may go with @output decorator, because every component is an isolated component that we are having. And then you can see isolation of side effect to promote the cleaner component architecture, entity the collection management, integration with Angular router, developer tooling that enhances. Now what package has to be and how do we maintain? We have a diagram. Just let me give me a minute here. Now what is mean by a store here? Store is nothing but you can see RxJS provides the global state management for that Angular application inspired by what? Redux pattern. It is basically used in the React. The same thing they adopted in that Angular, nothing apart from that one. But if you guys if you wanted to understand, definitely you require some JavaScript expertise. Otherwise, it is not. That is only the reason where people are not like, using mostly. Still 75% of our projects right now with this only. That is the reason where the day beginning, I haven't included anything with respect to that. Because currently, whatever it is trending, if you can learn, that would be helpful. It doesn't matter, mean that like, if some subject you started, it doesn't mean that like we should understand like, from start to end, because we are not doing any kind of thesis, right? Is the reason that day one, it very clearly what we are going to be covered as the part of it. Nothing apart from that one. Yeah, I'll just start. Okay, nothing apart from that. But additionally, what I have done based on that interest that what you people have put, I added like, kind of Flipkart application. I taken like, kind of Amazon kind of application for routing and all. That took like, at least 2 to 3 days for me, right? Extra. Yes or no? But still, again, if you are asking, then that is not a good thing for me. That give me like, uh, where like I very much satisfied whatever I delivered. But the people like still we have 5 to 10% of the people, those who are not satisfied, please directly come and meet me. I'll be here. And second onwards, the new batch would be started next month, second. What it is? I guess Wednesday. Second Wednesday, new batch is going to be started. Okay. And on that batch also, I'm giving you like, the content. Just compare with the content. If you feel anything which is added to them, you just come and ask me so that I can explain you. Otherwise, no, Srikanth, I'm very much perfect with all these concepts. Mean you just come and ask me, I'll explain you something more. First, you should be in perfect with these concept, and then only we'll see like, that advanced level. We have like for everything, there is a basic level, intermediate and advanced. And as based on your experience, I kept in my mind, I'm taking you till intermediate level. Okay, till that only. But if you wanted to learn like anything which is advanced, then you should have at least some experience. Okay, at least some experience. That is the reason. Okay, so that's it. That I just want to tell you. Nothing apart from that. Right. Now the thing is here. So far, that is what I'm telling you. Like, I'm done with the sessions. I don't want to take any other. Like yesterday, I felt very bad that, like, by seeing that message. I have taken like these many sessions. And even I compared with like, some other faculties after that, how like, whether they covered something more than me. I verified it and then I satisfied. Okay, I'm very much happy. I compared with not even Naresh IT for the full stack people, like how much it is covered in almost the major institutes over here. I asked like, I have a couple of students here. I'm working here from last 7 years, mean at least I have like 700 people who are very close to me, right? Because I trained around, I guess 10,000 plus so far, 10,000 plus completely into the .NET. And I have like many of the people who are there in IT. My advantage is like many of the people, my student are there in IT, not in Amirpet. I really thank to the God for that. Because like if the people are there in IT, IT, then they are getting the salary. If the people are there in Amirpet, what they are doing? They are doing roaming in between, like, Satyan Theatre to Maitrivana. Nothing. Okay. So that is where like whatever I have explained, it's I prepared like, based on that experience that I'm having. Based on that only I prepare this content. It's not something else. So please try to understand it. And again, I'm telling you, if you really need, first of all, just to give me a clarity that, okay, Srikanth, I'm good with all these concepts. So you can please proceed so that I'll keep a batch for those people, especially free completely. I don't need to, no need to charge even a single rupee also. If you guys are really good with the technologies that I have explained, if you're really good with that, just please do let me know. I'm 100% give you the guarantee that I'll keep a fresh batch at a free and no need to charge anything. Okay, no need to charge anything, even a single rupee. I'll take 1 hour session daily and I'll explain you at advanced level. But till that, don't ask me any question. I'm done. Okay, I'm done. That's it. Anything else you need, like, within the subject, whatever I have discussed, if you have any questions, you just ask me. I have a thought of like, giving you much, but no, I don't have much interest right now. And you guys asked me to upload like, the all the projects and all. Okay, I'm sharing you my Gmail account. Maybe you can connect with me on this studentsnaresh@gmail.com. Just while asking the question, for any help, include like, so these guys will never change. No, don't keep like anything. See, one thing I'm telling you, coming to the project, I mean, many people they are asking me, Shrikant, like, can I keep something to the project? Whatever you wanted to keep it in the project, that's completely up to you, man. Because no one asks you, like, whether it is completely implemented on the Angular or not. Nobody will ask you that question. That is 100% sure. Suppose, let's say, I kept something, let's say I worked on like, content management system on Angular. If you can keep like that, and you added like, the content management system is used to provide some content to the people like who are working in the real time and who are connected to the agent, like that you had explanation over there. And there, if you can keep like, the technologies that are used, if you can keep everything. If you're a Java developer, you can keep Java and React. If you're a .NET developer, you can keep .NET with Angular. Like that, you can keep everything. It doesn't mean that like, for Java only we have specific project, or for Angular we have specific, or for React we have specific. End of the day, everything is going to be a web application only, right? That's completely a company's idea that which technology has to be used. If the resources are completely in Java background, then they can start with Java. If the resources are available from the .NET background, then they can start with the .NET. And when I come to front-end application, right now I'm using a tool, and the tool is going to be Zendesk is the tool. Right now I'm working on a tool. I'm working on multiple projects, not even one. This is the tool. And in this tool, if you guys can see here, you can see here, this is the place where you can add your application. Generally, it's a ticketing tool like the Salesforce. Did you heard Salesforce, right? Exactly similar to this one. This is the tool. Now here you can find the apps tab is available here, right? Right now, how the current market is, when I open this apps tab, it will provide you like, the list of apps to you, and even you can build your own app also. And to build that own app, what language you're familiar, you can build in that language. Understood? I have my team, and in my team, I have around like 42 members who are working under me. And do you have any guarantee that all these 42 members are pros on Angular? I mean, pro in the sense like professionals on Angular? No guarantee. Some people may know Angular, some people may know jQuery, some people may know React. How the practical environment is, with what technology you're proficient, you can build that application with that technology only. That is how adaptive the current solutions. So that if my team only, like, we have around 30 plus apps we have designed for this Zendesk right now, which is like one of the best customer support tool. This is one of the best support tool, customer support. First one is Salesforce, second priority is this one only, all over the world. And to this, like, we implemented 30 apps, and out of the 30 apps, few apps are developed in Angular, few apps are in React, few apps in jQuery, pure jQuery. Now tell me which one is good then? Which one you feel good? No, everything is having their own. It doesn't matter that like, Angular is only good. So should I go with only Angular? Should I go with only React? But in that, you have to show up like, some skills. If you know about that Angular, build that. Now tell me if that is a case, I worked on the Zendesk app and I implemented with the Angular. The same app, I can implement it in jQuery, right? Now in the same thing in the project also, in your resume, like whatever the project you guys wants to keep, you can keep that one. And you can add your own tech stack, because everywhere you go, that is a web application only, right? Nothing apart from that one. That's a web app only. so that like what matters, like what technology you have implemented. That is the reason. Even like, academics, like, if you are a CSE guy, in your academics, you have your project, right? What project we call? Academic project. Academic project you call, right? And just keep that academic project in the resume. As it is, you can keep nothing. And the only thing is, you should have at least some idea on like what it is doing. At least functionally, leave about the technical. Functionally, you should have an idea so that you can clearly explain to them. The problem is like people are taking copy paste, like, the projects from some other resume and keep it over there. And whatever the description they have, they like, by heart that description, they explain exactly the same. Then like, the interviewer easily understand that whether you're a fake or genuine. The thing is, before you put any kind of project, you should have an idea about like what it is doing, how it was implemented. If you have any source code, keep that in the resume, even if it is simple example also. It doesn't matter about it, because no company will ask you to show the project, and no company will ask you to show the source code. If somebody asks you, and if you could open in front of them, they never hide you, because that is an offense. Okay, that is an offense. No one will ask you the source code. If you can share any source code to any other company rather than the current one, then that is the public offense. I mean, that is definitely like, that leads to definitely some law, some criminal activity kind of thing. That is where project related, whatever you wanted to keep, you can. It doesn't matter. And one thing as I missed here is like sharing the interview questions, but still I haven't prepared that as I was busy. Anyhow, these 2 to 3 days I'll be free. Whenever I'll get the time, I'll just prepare it and update it in the interview questions notes, so that you will be getting it. And any other, like whatever I have explained so far, any doubts you have, you just ask me. We'll be spending more 15 minutes, but please ask me only that. Don't expect anything from me. I'm done till, I mean, yesterday itself, I'm done by seeing that message. Again, why the expectation is maybe like that's my mistake, where I'm giving like, more lenience to the people. Otherwise, like if I'll be also like the way how others, then you never ask me any question. I only ask them like, to create a group. I thought of like, it should be more interactive, but it leads to a different thing, but it's okay. Now, what I am trying to do is I'm going to upload like, all these things over here. And another important thing is going to be, I'll be removing the node modules, because like what the problem with the node module is. It may take like, it's widely used either material bootstrap, Subo bootstrap it is. Okay. The thing is like why I'm deleting the node module is it may take lot of space. For that reason, I'm deleting the node module. Just you people can run the command, that is npm install, so that it would be very easy for us. Any questions you have, just please ask me. Any questions? How to revise smart? It's not like, tips for interview. Sir, please send interview on project. Interview questions on project, right? Manoj? Right? Yeah, okay, sure. But just please be patient. I am telling you like tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, you will just expect me like, these questions from on Saturday or Sunday, but not tomorrow. I'll definitely share with you. Don't worry. Okay, I told you that. Okay, just a minute. I'm a non-IT student. They hire me, or else is there any priority? See, it's not the government job where we have a kind of reservation based or something. It's an IT job. First thing. The only thing is like when the IT, non-IT, like, the comparison will come, whenever if you are attending for a fresher job, let's say if there is an IT guy and non-IT guy, both are there. If an IT guy is performed well compared with non-IT, then they can pick you. If non-IT guy has shown like, something good performance when compared with IT, then non-IT will be picked up, definitely. That is how the scenario. Now tell me there, they hide based on the IT or non-IT or the performance in the interview. It's all about the performance, nothing apart from that. But when this problem is, the thing is, suppose let's say I'm conducting an interview for the freshers, like it's a huge requirement. Then I posted in Naukri and I have like, let's say 1,000 people are came for that interview. If that is the case, then only they will see that, like, just for the filtration point of view, they ask to only keep the IT guys and non-IT guys, you may live like that. But apart from that, but nowadays, like it doesn't matter that like where you are from, until unless you have like, the good skill set. Because I told you, like in between in our sessions only, one of my friend, he completed like, the B Pharmacy, M Pharmacy here, and he went USA and he did the masters on M Pharmacy again. One more masters he completed. Now after that, like, he is having like, good, financially he was too good. I mean, in LB Nagar only, he have around like 4 to 5 apartments. He was too rich. And he came back again to Hyderabad, and he learned React and Angular later. And right now he working as a technical lead along with me with 43 lakh package. Where is Pharmacy and where is IT? Just you can think. Where is Pharmacy, where is IT? It's all matter of like, the learning. What you're learning is matter, nothing apart from that one. Angler hooks are no angler hooks, like angler hooks, like you can easily understand, just you can read it, so that you can understand easily. It's not a big deal, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, this is ours, right? 9 a.m. Okay, Amazon Angular projects, I'll be removing it. I'll upload each and everything in front of you only. That way, please bear with me for a couple of minutes. Here it is. You're really immortal, man. This is the last time. Now you are asking how to open. I don't have it handy, but give me some time so that I can find something which is relevant to you. Till 1 year, fresher one resume, and I'll upload like, 2 years experience resume. Both I'll just add and I'll share it with you. Don't worry. And also I told you that like I'll be sharing with you some project also. Let me share you the project source code. You just go through that. So it comes with everything. And especially for this project, I don't have the DB ready with me. I verified like in all the places, I never find it. But one day definitely, like I'll upload the database for this project. Then only I'm able to run this one. I don't have the database is created for this project right now, because like in between, like, I formatted my system. That is where I missed it some database backup file. I don't have it. That is only the reason where I could not run this one. But like once if I'm having the DB, then you people even can run this project also. I will show you like how we can do that as well. Just let me make it archive. So the things which are pending from my end is going to be, I told you to share the resume and also interview questions. And the third one is going to be this database backup. So these three that I'll upload. Skills uploaded. Is it possible for skills upload in resume only in Angular? But if you guys wants to keep like, you know, your resume purely on an Angular, especially, you should have at least good understanding on the UI, user interface. That is HTML, CSS, JavaScript. If you are familiar with that, then you can keep pure Angular also by removing Java and .NET. Because like you may get the questions from the JavaScript mostly whenever if you're attending for an interview on that Angular. Okay, that is the reason where JavaScript, HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, and Angular, these five, if you can learn, then that should be fine. It was already done. Okay. I guess on that day, the video also shared, right? Video also shared, right? Recording. In between, like one class recording, they have shared, right? Okay. Venkata Sai or someone, you may get the recording for that. So, yeah. I'll make a new folder here. I'm just opening it. Oh. Okay, maybe I'll add directly the folder. That's it. So, oh, it's 15 minutes. But it's okay. Okay, it's going on. So that's it, guys, for the day. And if you have anything, you just be in touch with me. I hope. Anyhow, you have my contact number. Anything, just please do ping me. And the email is just take it. If you really have any doubts, just please do in touch with me. And second onwards, the new batch would be started. That's up to you. If anyone wants to refer, like, you can go ahead. Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. You may leave for the day. Thank you. Hey, it's cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Chappan.